Most people buying a hybrid SUV right now are making the same expensive mistake, and almost nobody is talking about it. They walk into a dealership, they see a promising fuel economy sticker on the window, they imagine saving hundreds of dollars every single month at the pump, and they sign. But what they don't realize, what the salesperson will never tell you, is that a handful of these vehicles have already built a reputation for costly repairs, disappointing real-world efficiency, and reliability records that look nothing like the marketing brochures. Meanwhile, a small group of hybrid SUVs is genuinely changing what ownership feels like. Not because they have the flashiest screens or the most horsepower on paper, but because after thousands of miles, after road trips and rainstorms and packed grocery runs and mountain passes, they keep showing up and delivering exactly what they promised. That's what this video is about. We looked at the entire current market, from the most popular nameplates to some models that don't get nearly enough attention. And we narrowed the list down to exactly 7, ranked from worst to best, based on road test results, long-term reliability scores, and real owner data. And before we get through all 7, I'll tell you right now, at least one of the vehicles on this list is going to surprise you. Stick around, because if you're about to spend $40,000, $50,000, or $60,000 on a new SUV, you need to hear every single one of these. We start at number 7, and I want to be clear from the beginning. This is not a bad vehicle. But when you rank things honestly, someone has to open the list. The Mazda CX-50 Hybrid 2026 earns its spot here, not because it fails in any dramatic way, but because it is the newest hybrid entrant from Mazda, and as of current testing, it carries the least accumulated long-term reliability data of any vehicle on this list. Road test reviewers have praised it extensively. The driving dynamics are genuinely class-leading. The cabin quality punches well above its price, and the efficiency numbers are legitimately impressive. In real-world mixed driving, owners are consistently reporting between 41 and 45 miles per gallon, which is the highest figure on this entire list. The powertrain is Toyota's 2.5-liter hybrid system, operating under a licensing agreement, producing approximately 219 combined horsepower. That means you're getting a fundamentally proven engine wearing a Mazda suit. The steering is precise and communicative in a way that no other hybrid SUV on this list matches. Mazda's iActive AWD monitors dozens of real-time variables: wheel speed, steering angle, lateral G-force, and adjusts torque proactively before slip occurs, not after. In snow and rain, owners describe it as unusually planted and predictable. The second row is comfortable for adults. Cargo behind the second row sits at approximately 31.4 cubic feet, and the cabin materials genuinely feel closer to luxury than the price implies. The 2026 infotainment system includes wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, with the signature Mazda rotary controller that divides opinion but reduces distraction while moving. Driver assistance includes forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, and lane departure warning. Pricing starts around $35,000 to $42,000. The reasons it sits at number 7 are specific. The cargo floor sits higher than competitors due to battery placement, limiting some loading tasks. The infotainment control method is not universally loved, and most critically, the long-term hybrid battery and transmission reliability track record simply doesn't exist yet at scale. When you're spending this kind of money, proven data matters. The Mazda CX-50 Hybrid is a remarkable vehicle. It may well climb this list in 2 years as owners report back, but right now, it earns 7th with respect. Number 6 is a vehicle that has been working extremely hard to earn trust, and the effort shows. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid 2026 has arrived at a point where it no longer needs to apologize for its engineering. But a handful of lingering concerns keep it from climbing higher on a list built around long-term confidence. In real driving, Tucson Hybrid owners are regularly seeing 36 to 40 miles per gallon on mixed routes, which is a genuinely competitive figure. The engine is a 1.6-liter turbocharged four-cylinder hybridized with a 6-speed automatic transmission, producing around 227 horsepower combined. And this is where Hyundai does something unexpected. That turbocharged hybrid setup gives the Tucson a driving feel that's noticeably more energetic than most competitors at this price. You feel the power earlier in the throttle. The mid-range acceleration is punchy, and it doesn't feel like a vehicle engineered solely for efficiency while sacrificing driver engagement. The H-Track all-wheel drive system, standard on hybrid trims, is an electronically controlled setup that varies torque between front and rear axles in real time. Reliable and predictable in actual winter and wet road conditions. Interior space is a strong suit with generous second-row legroom for a compact SUV, and thoughtful attention to knee clearance. Cargo holds approximately 31 cubic feet behind the second row. The 2026 model's 10.25-inch touchscreen, digital driver cluster, and the Hyundai SmartSense suite with blind spot collision avoidance and lane keeping assist represent genuine value. Pricing from $34,000 to $39,000. Road tests consistently note that the transmission calibration in low-speed urban traffic is not as seamless as Toyota and Honda benchmarks. Consumer reliability surveys also show that Hyundai's hybrid models, while much improved, still trail the Japanese brands in multi-year ownership satisfaction data. The 10-year powertrain warranty is Hyundai's direct answer to those concerns, and it's a compelling one. But a warranty is a safety net, not a replacement for proven durability. One position above its Hyundai sibling, the Kia Sportage Hybrid 2026 is one of the most underrated vehicles in this entire segment, and I want to make sure you understand exactly why before you overlook it. It shares the same 1.6-liter turbocharged hybrid powertrain as the Tucson, producing approx 227 combined horsepower. But the Sportage sits on a slightly longer wheelbase, which translates directly into more rear passenger comfort and a slightly more composed highway ride. Real-world fuel economy for the Sportage Hybrid lands consistently between 38 and 43 miles per gallon depending on driving style, which is legitimately exceptional for a mid-size leaning compact SUV. Road tests have scored it above the Tucson in ride quality, interior refinement, and cargo space, approximately 39 cubic feet behind the second row, notably more generous than its platform sibling. The interior of the 2026 Sportage deserves real attention. The curved dual-screen setup, a 12.3-inch driver display flowing into a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, looks and feels like something from a brand charging $10,000 more. The panoramic sunroof option and spacious second row make even longer drives feel less claustrophobic. The AWD system is the same H-Track unit found in the Tucson, with the same reliable cold weather and wet road behavior. Driver assistance features that require premium upgrades elsewhere. Forward collision avoidance, lane following assist, rear occupant alert are standard at entry-level pricing here. Starting around $33,000 to $38,000, the feature-to-dollar ratio is genuinely hard to beat. The Sportage earns fifth rather than fourth because it shares the underlying platform reliability question that applies to the Tucson, and because in direct road test comparisons against the Honda CR-V Hybrid and above, the powertrain refinement and long-term ownership confidence of the Japanese competitors edges it out. But as an overall package, efficiency, design, technology, and price, the Sportage Hybrid is making buyers rethink everything they assumed about Korean brands. Number 4 is a vehicle that Honda gets more right than almost anyone talks about, and the Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026 continues to be one of the most quietly compelling choices in this segment. Fuel economy in real-world conditions sits between 36 and 40 miles per gallon, with plenty of owners reporting that city driving pushes efficiency higher, thanks to the eCVT system and Honda's two-motor hybrid architecture. The engine here is a 2.0-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder paired with 2 electric motors, producing approximately 204 combined horsepower. It is not the most powerful thing you'll drive, but the power delivery is exceptionally linear. No hesitation, no turbo lag, no strange lurching. Honda spent years perfecting this hybrid system, and in the CR-V, you feel that refinement in every situation, from stop-and-go traffic to freeway merges. The real-time AWD system uses a rear electric motor to independently power the rear axle when traction is needed. Fast, efficient, and mechanically clean. Road tests consistently praise the CR-V Hybrid for its predictable handling, well-weighted steering, and composed ride quality over broken pavement. Interior space is one of the CR-V's defining strengths. Adult-friendly second-row legroom and cargo capacity at approximately 36.3 cubic feet behind the second row, climbing above 76 cubic feet with everything folded, making it one of the most cargo-capable vehicles in this class. Honda's Sensing Suite in the 2026 update includes collision mitigation braking, adaptive cruise with lane centering, traffic jam assist, and road departure mitigation. Pricing starts around $35,000 to $40,000. So why does it sit at 4 rather than higher? In direct road test comparisons with vehicles above it on this list, reviewers consistently note that the infotainment system, while improved, trails Hyundai, Kia, and Lexus in visual polish and responsiveness. Some CR-V owners also report that the seats lack the lumbar support needed for very long drives. But for total ownership value, reliability, efficiency, cargo utility, and a proven hybrid system with Honda's long track record, the CR-V Hybrid remains one of the most sensible and trustworthy choices you can make. Number 3 carries a different kind of weight, because for some buyers, the word Lexus represents something beyond transportation. The Lexus NX 350h 2026 rewards owners in ways that specification sheets don't fully capture. In real-world mixed driving, it delivers between 36 and 41 miles per gallon, exceptional for a luxury compact SUV. The powertrain combines a 2.5-liter four-cylinder with Toyota's 5th-generation hybrid system, producing approximately 239 combined horsepower across front and rear electric motors. AWD is standard by default, using the same dual-motor setup that underpins the RAV4 Hybrid, tuned here for quietness and refinement, rather than maximum off-road response. Road tests award the NX 350h consistently high scores in ride quality, cabin isolation, and powertrain smoothness. The transition between electric and gasoline power is nearly imperceptible at any speed. Where the NX 350h truly separates itself is in the cabin. The materials quality is genuinely excellent. The surfaces you touch every single day feel like they belong in a vehicle at this price. The 14-inch touchscreen running Lexus's latest interface is responsive and well-organized. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, and the Lexus Safety System Plus includes pre-collision with pedestrian and cyclist detection, radar cruise, lane tracing assist, and automatic high beams. The second row has comfortable headroom and good legroom for compact luxury. Cargo sits at approximately 22.7 cubic feet behind the second row, noticeably smaller than non-luxury competitors. This is a genuine trade-off. Pricing starts around $43,000 to $54,000 depending on trim. Road tests score it third on this list because the cargo limitation is a real-world disadvantage that affects daily usability, and the price gap over fourth place is significant. But if your priorities are refinement, a hushed cabin, strong resale value, and that unmistakable sense of build quality every time you open the door, the NX 350h rewards you in a way the vehicles below it simply cannot replicate. The vehicle at number 2 is the one I suspect is going to generate the most debate in the comments, because it represents something the traditional hybrid market didn't see coming. A genuine 3-row family SUV that doesn't punish you at the fuel pump. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid 2026 occupies a class that very few vehicles execute well, and it executes it better than anything tested against it. Real-world efficiency for the Highlander Hybrid sits between 34 and 38 miles per gallon, which might sound modest compared to the compacts we've already discussed. But when you consider that this vehicle comfortably seats 7 adults and hauls cargo like a proper family hauler, that number becomes remarkable. The powertrain is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder hybrid, producing approximately 243 combined horsepower across front and rear electric motors. As with the RAV4 Hybrid, the rear axle is driven by a dedicated electric motor, making the AWD system both mechanically simple and dynamically excellent in snow, rain, and unpaved surfaces. Road tests praise the Highlander Hybrid specifically for its three-row practicality without the efficiency penalty that plagues conventional V6 three-row SUVs. Second-row occupants get legitimate legroom and comfortable headroom. And while the third row is best suited for children or shorter adults on longer trips, it handles typical family use with no complaints. Cargo capacity behind the third row is approx 16 cubic feet. Behind the second, it opens to approx 48.4 cubic feet. And with everything folded, you're approaching 84 cubic feet of total space. The 2026 model features a 12.3-inch touchscreen with Toyota's latest connected services, wireless phone integration, a heads-up display, and the full Toyota Safety Sense package, including intersection collision avoidance and emergency steering assist. Pricing starts around $50,000 to $60,000. It earns second rather than first, primarily because its score is class-specific. It is the best three-row hybrid SUV ever tested, not the best hybrid SUV overall. If you need 3 rows, this is the clear answer. If you don't, the vehicle just above it delivers a more balanced all-around package at a lower price point. And here we are. Number 1. The vehicle that has quietly become the most respected hybrid SUV in the entire market. Not in a single year, not through a single impressive road test, but through years of consistent, repeatable, real-world proof. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid 2026 is the benchmark. Everything else on this list gets measured against it in some way. In real-world driving, not the EPA test cycle, but actual mixed highway and city commuting, owners are consistently reporting between 37 and 42 miles per gallon. The engine is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder, paired with Toyota's proven electric motor system, producing a combined output of approximately 219 horsepower. What makes this powertrain feel special is not the raw number, but the delivery. It's smooth, it pulls confidently from a stop, and the transition between electric and gasoline power is nearly imperceptible. The AWD system is the defining competitive advantage. A rear electric motor drives the rear axle independently without a mechanical connection to the front. In snow, on loose gravel, or in a rainstorm where the front tires suddenly lose grip, the rear motor responds almost instantaneously. It is faster, more precise, and more efficient than any traditional AWD setup in this class. Road tests place the RAV4 Hybrid at the top of virtually every compact hybrid SUV comparison for exactly this combination of capability and efficiency. Inside, the second row offers genuinely comfortable space for adult passengers, and cargo capacity behind the second row sits at approximately 37.5 cubic feet, expanding to over 69 cubic feet when folded. The 2026 model brings Toyota's latest touchscreen system, larger than before, with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a suite of Toyota Safety Sense features, including pre-collision warning with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, radar cruise control, and automatic high beams. Pricing starts around $33,000 to $36,000. For what you're getting, the efficiency, the proven hybrid system, the AWD engineering, the long-term reliability record, and the resale value that has consistently led this segment, it is one of the most compelling value propositions in the entire new vehicle market, not just among hybrids. Common owner complaints include a slight grabbiness in regenerative braking in slow traffic and highway road noise that some feel could be better managed for the price. Those are real points, but they do not move the needle when the totals are counted. 7 hybrid SUVs, one ranked list built on road test data, owner satisfaction scores, and long-term reliability records. But here's what I want to know from you. because I've made this ranking based on the best available evidence. And there are people watching this right now who own one of these vehicles, who chose something higher on this list and feel they should be ranked lower, or who drive something I left off entirely and can't believe it didn't make the cut. So drop it in the comments. Do you agree with this ranking? And if you own one of these, tell me what number 6 months of real ownership has taught you that no road test ever could. Because the next video might depend entirely on what you say next.